Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So, for the cover of our book, our Alice in Wonderland book, here it is. It's still got its little rubber bands all over it, holding it nice and snug as a bug. I thought I would take this lace. Now, this is vintage lace, and I'm going to do some altering to it. Now, it has this gathered edge on the bottom. And I'm going to take my ruler, my quilting ruler, and I just had my rotary cutter. Oh, good golly gracious. I just physically had it in my hand and I sat it down to turn on the light. Oh, here it is. Oh, good golly me. And I am going to cut this off. Okay. Okay. Now this lace is about 42, 43 years old maybe. I've had it 42 years. How do I know exactly, you might ask? Because it was part of my wedding dress. That's how I know. And when I made that decision to use my wedding dress, there we go, because it was just sitting downstairs and I wasn't going to have a daughter. I have a son. And then we found out I was having a grandson. I thought, this is just going to be destroyed by mice and mold and, other things. I thought, I am going to use it and enjoy it once again. Okay, so the gathered edge is off. So now, as you can see, it's not straight at the top. I didn't cut this straight, but I am going to, and I'm going to straighten up the edges. And we're going to cover the back of this journal. And PJ is not happy with me. And we're going to straighten up the bottom. So it's got roses on it, and the roses are all over the paper that are in this paper product that we are using. So you know what? Let's start with this side because it is the most wampadoodled. So let's start here. And I heard somebody else say that the other day. And I thought to myself, oh, she must be a subscriber. She said something was wampadoodled. And I got so tickled at it. Okay, I must have a thread right there. There we go. All right, so now that side is straight. All right, let's get that off of there. Now, so now I know that side's straight, so I'm going to find another straight edge here and put that against it. Now, okay, so I need to decide how big I want this. Now, I can go on and take these rubber bands off. And get these out of my way. I'm just going to drop them here in the drawer. Now, what I need to decide is, do I want to take it all the way to the blue and over, or do I want to just cover the white? Oh my gracious, you two, hold on. Okay, I've closed the door. They're barking at Daddy. Okay. So I want to take it all the way to the blue, like that, and over. Or do I just want to cover the white? Because this, now she's also going to have, now let me find the other piece. Here it is. Because this is going to be behind her. This is some tea dyed right here. This is tea dyed, and I'm sorry, it's tea dyed cheesecloth. I've got my mind on this cover here, and I've been trying to decide: do I want to put it all the way down the whole book and have this over top of it, or do I want this to just be behind her? So this is what I've been looking at, and with the help of my friend Amy, who is also a creator and such a smart one. She helped me yesterday give me another set of creative eyeballs. And, okay, that is so very crooked. So this is where I'm kind of headed here. So that's going there. That's going in there. Now where's my, oh, okay, everything is attached. So that is where it's going, like that. So now I want to look in the camera. Okay, let me bring this more into focus here. Okay, I don't like that hanging down, so I think this might need to come up. Okay, I think I just like it small like that, so that's good. Okay. All right, so I think I like it like that. All right, so, and I think I do like this over the blue. Otherwise, it just kind of fades. So I know the size that I need. So I can just kind of nip it here. Okay. Okay, like that. So now I know how I need to trim it. So let's get it trimmed. Let's turn this way and get that straight. And get this lined up. And where's our little nip line at here? Is it on this side? Or is it on this side? Okay, it's right there. So let's start on this side. Where is it? Right there. Okay. Oh, how about that? We got it right there on the edge. That's 6 inches. Let's go all the way down. Let's make sure we keep it straight. Now these pieces I'm cutting off here, we can use maybe for some tabs. There we go. Let's go up here. Oops, got a thread right there. Oop, got another thread. Good heavens. There. Okay, now up here, let's line that edge up. And right there, we're going to line this edge up right there. I think I need a new blade in my cutter here, because it is not cutting very well at all. No, it is not. There we go. I don't need that little piece. Now, let's turn this around and we'll do the bottom. So we've got a straight edge here. We've got a straight edge here. Now let's find the bottom edge. Okay, where is it? There it is right there. Right there. So we're going to line it up right there. Okay, I don't want to pull that hard because that'll... Yeah, I definitely need a new blade. If it's not cutting through this lace, this really thin, fine lace, I need a new blade. Okay, let's lock that up. Okay, we are cut and ready to go. Let's put this up in the lace drawer. Okay, now I think what I want to do, and let's put these cutting pieces away because we don't need those. And we definitely don't want to get ink on the sewing supplies. So let's put these away. Let's put these over here. Okay. There we go. Right there. Now. Perfect. Okay, so now we're done with the lace. Now, do we want to... Oh dear. Now, let's put this lace away. Oh my gracious, you guys. I have lace everywhere. There. Let's get that lace off the chair. Okay. Heaven's sakes. Now, do we want to, on our book, I've been thinking about taking our book. Here's the book. And there's the glue we're going to need. And actually doing this. I know I've never done this before. I'm so scared. Really and truly I am. But you know what? I'm going to do it. You know what? I think I'm going to use the ink though. I'm going to use the ink. Because that way it won't come off. I'm going to use the ink. Now I'm using this. And it's ink. And I'm using the vintage photo. Okay, now I don't want it to be dark. So I'm taking a little bit of it off. Now I'm just going to take a little bit right here around the edges. And I want this to look like it's been touched. Like it's been, you know, it's just an old book. Kind of like, well, what it is. Now, I'm also going to get out the blue because this cover has little blue threads in it. There we go. There. You know, but blue isn't old. You know, you wouldn't find old blue. So now that I've got that there, I'm going to take my little blender here and I'm going to do some more blending out. Now remember, this is ink, and I don't know if you can really tell it And I just took some of the ink right off the dauber. So I'm just taking my dauber and I'm just rubbing it right on here. And this is the smallest little makeup brush that I have. And I'm just rubbing it on the book cover because I don't want this to be really dark. Like I said, I just want it to look like it's getting old and it's fading. It's fading. I really didn't say that very well, did I? I just kind of slurred my words. I promise I haven't had anything to drink but a glass of water. I've actually had 2 glasses of water and half a cup of coffee. Okay. There we go. I just want this to look like it's kind of old, like it's being handled. Even though it's going to have lace on it, I'm going to do on the lace too. And you're not going to see this, but I'm going to go right over top of it. I'm just going right over top of it. There we go. And I'll hold this up so you can see it. It's just got the faintest little lines on it. Okay, let me bring it closer to the camera. Can you see how faint it is? Can you see that? Here, down here, there isn't any. Up here, it's just really faint. So I'm going to do that down here just a little bit more. And probably what they're barking at is thunder. It is thundering and thundering. And their daddy is putting away his 4-wheeler because we're getting ready to have a storm. And he's been working outside. Okay, so now I'm going to lay this lace up here. Let me see which way these roses go here. Just like that. And I'm going to take this. Okay, it's not going to work up there. I'm going to have to put it on a piece of paper. Because I want to do the same for the lace. I just want to make the lace look a little old. I wonder if the other side is a little softer. Actually, I might have to use this makeup brush. Let's try the makeup brush. There, that's better. That's better. I'm just holding it down, giving it a little bit of age. Now, I could have coffee dyed this if I wanted. But I really just didn't want the whole thing, to have a uniform look. I wanted it to kind of have, that different tones, different colors here and there. Because you never know what something's going to look like if it's been touched someplace, if it's been, because some places get different colors, different tones, and that's kind of what I wanted. I didn't want everything to be the same color. And, I find when I coffee dye things, they tend to, like this, it all tends to, turn into the same color. Because, it just all picks it up. Now, I might cut off a chunk of it and coffee dye it. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. I am loving this. Let's do the top here a little bit. Let me come down here to the bottom. I am just loving this. Now, I'm just tapping. Just tapping. Because I wanted to get a little smidgen darker here in the corner. Now, I've decided for the closure for this book, I think I'm just going to do a nice, simple ribbon closure. There. Oh, you guys, I don't know if you can tell. I'll lay it on here in a minute and you can see it. I am loving this. Truly I am. I really am. Now, let me show you this. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love that. it just looks worn. It looks like it looks like it belongs with this book. There. I just love it. I just love it. Okay. Now. Okay, so now let's get that glued down. Now, I was going to use my PVA glue, but I think this PVA glue would be too much for this cover. So I think I'm going to use, now let me adjust you a little bit more, because I don't want to whop you as I'm doing this. So I'm going to get my spreading card. Now I want to put something in here. So let me get this. I'm going to put, this is my Teflon sheet. I'm going to put it in there. So if anything comes over the edge, it'll get on there. Now I'm going to put some glue on here. And I'm just going to spread my glue out. And because that's ink that I used, I don't need a lot. Because that's ink that I use, it's not going to spread and get muddy looking or, you know, anything like that. It's going to stay where I put it. And I have the fan on in here because I knew I was going to use this. Okay, I'm going to have to use some more, I think, because the fan's making it dry. Okay, I do need to make sure I get these edges. Okay, I'll worry about over here in a minute. Now the roses do have a definite up and down. Now which way did we do that? Oh dear. I think it's this way. Is it that way? Nope, it's this way. Nope. I was right the first time. Was it that way? Is that the way we did it? That does not look right. Oh, I'm sticking it to my arm. Yep, that was the right way. Okay, anything that needs trimmed, we can trim after we get it on. And I think I might add a little bit more after it dries. Okay, see, because it stretched a little bit, so I can trim up here. I'll be able to trim at the bottom. Okay, so let's add some more on the blue. Okay, let's pull this over. Yeah, the fabric just seems to suck it up a little bit. Now, I don't want to put anything down this side, you know, the spine of it, because then it covers up the title. And that was why I chose to use the original book cover there, because it actually has the title of the book on it. Okay. Now I'm sticking my fingers everywhere. Okay. Now we're going to leave that Teflon in there. I want to make sure that this is pulled snug. Okay, now let's get, let me make sure this is the right piece here. I think it is. Okay, so I want to get this on here, and if it needs trimmed, we'll trim it. So let's get this out here and lay it out. Actually, I think it might be a little bit too big. But we're going to see. I don't like it when it's real tight, but I don't like it when it's too big. So let's lay it out here and see before we trim it. Okay, I don't want her toward the top. I want her kind of down here. Okay, I don't like that. That's just kind of, okay, so let's maybe turn it. Let's see, what shape do we have here? Maybe this just needs to come up here, like that. Uh-oh, get off of there. Okay, that's better. And now this, I want up there. Okay, perfect. Now let's get that glued onto there, and then we'll glue it all down. Let's see if that works. Now everything's already been inked. I did that last night. So let's put that there. Come on, come on. Oh my goodness. You know, I love using this stuff, but boy, oh boy. When it sticks to your fingers, it really just sticks to you. Let's make sure nothing's going to get bent. Okay. Okay, so now we need to pick this piece up and put the glue back here. Okay, now let's get it down where we want it. Oops, you're not supposed to be hanging off there. Okay, so now we just need to let that dry. Oh my goodness, now it's sticking to my fingers. I'm going to let all of these little pieces dry. There we go. Now, and I will come in after it's done, and anything like this that needs some glue under it, I will put the glue under it. I will trim off these edges, you know, where it's stretched. I do think down this edge, I have some ribbon that is going down that edge. Now, what have I done with it? Where has it gone here? Somewhere on my table is the ribbon that goes right down that edge to finish that off. I just need to find it. It's sitting here someplace. I put it in one of those many places, you know, that you put things so you don't lose it. Yeah, it's in that place. It's in that place. So let's see here if it's sitting right here. Is it inside the book? No, it is not. It's black and white ribbon, so if you see it, holler out and say, hey, there it is, right there. I see it. So we don't need the paper cutter. Let me see if I dropped it here. I did not. I don't need that. Okay, Lori, what did you do with it? It is not right there. And it is not right there. Girl. Let's see if we put it in here in the... Oh, there it is. It's right there. See? I knew I had it. Okay. There. Okay, so right down this side, okay, we're going to trim off these little edges here that need trimmed. We're going to go like this. I think I need my little ones though. Where are my little sewing scissors? There they are. Let's get these little tiny edges off here. Just little tiny strings I'm getting off. There. Now, let's see, I don't think that's straight. No, there's still a couple of little strings right in here I need to get off. Okay, I think I'm done with that. So let's turn this way. And let's see if we can straighten up these little strings. Okay. Now let's make sure nothing is caught in our fold. Well, there's a little bit here that we're going to need to get off. Okay, I think I might need to wait until this dries. Okay, I think I'm going to wait until this dries, but what's going to happen is once this dries, this ribbon is going to come right here like this, and it's going to come down the side, and it will finish off the side of the book like that. Make sure you guys can see that. And that will finish off the book. Now, what I couldn't decide was, do I want it there or do I want it there? I kind of like it at the bottom too, but I felt like the side needed something, you know, to finish it off, especially since, you know, the ribbon was there, or the lace was there. I felt like it needed something. And we weren't covering the side of it. I just felt like it needed something. The bottom, you don't normally put something on. Now, we could put lace there, but then it would cover her up. And I just felt like the side needed something. So, these will all be trimmed, like I'm doing right now. These will be trimmed. And they'll be nice and straight. Just like that, they'll be nice and straight. The edge here, this edging will have a thin piece of lace that will get attached right there, and you'll see it sticking out in here. And it will also have a piece of ribbon attached to it. But I'm gotta wait until everything dries, and then I can come in here and add. I can add some more glue in here, so the next time you see that cover, it will be finished with the ribbon and everything else. So on the inside, this is what the inside looks like. So far, we got our cover down. Everything dried well. Our signatures are in, and they're glued in well. There's the front, and there's the back, so you can see where everything went. So this little piece in here needs glued down a little bit. So we're going to get this glued down. Now, where it was separated originally from the book, we're going to get that covered. This is the original. This is the original backing. So what we'll do here is there will be added here and coming out. This is where the original, what do you call it? This is where the original signature had that piece of paper that went under. There will be there'll be another one that goes here and comes out, so that you don't see this. Kind of like, this is why I wasn't going to open this. Kind of like here. Right here. Let's see if I can show you. Up in here. Right here. Where that piece is, it covered that piece. There'll be one back there. Okay? So, let's go on and get, oh, that's the wrong glue. We'll go on and get this glued down and dried, and then we'll add that back piece. I'll probably add that later on. And it might be a book page from the book. It could be a piece of paper, you know, a piece of the scrapbook paper that matches it. Most likely it'll be a book page from the book that'll cover that whole page back there. And then I have another one of these here. I have another one of those that will go over top of the book page. So you'll see book page on the edge plus this on top of it. So that's what you'll see. So I want to thank you for joining me today. As we're moving right along, getting our pages, our books put together and getting them prepared. It's going to be a really fun book to decorate. And I hope to start doing that in our next video. Everything should be dry. Everything should be ready to go. And I just wanted to share how I was decorating this and how we're going to get everything put together. And I'm hoping that this is dry. Oh, this feels dry enough. Maybe let's see if we can do this. And I can show you how I'm going to, let's get this trimmed here. I'm going to show you how I want to do that. So I'm just trimming the top here. There we go. Now this piece here also needs more glue, as well as the side piece where it's stretched. And then I'll be stenciling some more on that lace. So here needs some more trimming. So we're going to trim a little bit more in here. I'm going to pick this up so I can get my scissors under it. I think I'm actually going to put my ruler under it so I can see it a little bit better. There we go. There. Now I can see it. Okay, right in there was the long part. Right, come here, you. It's those little skinny threads, the little fine threads that I'm having trouble seeing there. Okay. All right, now where's our ribbon? Our ribbon is going to come right up here. And let's see, we still have a couple that need trimmed out. Oh, no, we don't. They're just hanging on. Okay, you're just a thread. Okay. And you're just a thread. Okay. And I think you're just a thread. Good heavens. These little threads are something else. There. Okay. Now let's run this. Let's run this glue. And then we'll give it some time to dry. After we get our ribbon on here. All right, let's get this dried off of all those threads. There we go. right there. Now let's cut this off. And then we're done with that. Now, I'll let all this dry over here before I try to trim it. And then once it's dry, then I'll trim it. That way I won't pull it up out of the glue again. Oh dear, I'm getting the hiccups again. Do you guys get the hiccups when you have a fan blowing on you? I'm telling you, every time I turn that fan on, I get the hiccups. Okay. There we go. Now let's get that pulled out. Perfect. Now I want to take my brush here. Okay, now I've just added a little bit more up there, but I'll let it dry the rest of the way before I do any more. All right, so there is our outside cover. Now this will get all trimmed after this glue is dry that I just put on. I don't want to stretch it again and pull it out of the glue like I did the first time. So here is our cover as it stands right now. So, I think she's just adorable, and I can't wait to start working in it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I want to thank you all for joining me and for having some fun with me today as we got our cover together. I can't wait to get this trimmed and start adding some things to our pockets. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. Yeah. Okay, so by the time you see this will all be trimmed up, and the picture that you'll see, the little snapshot, everything will be trimmed, and she'll just look perfect. So I can't wait to show you guys that. So until I see you again in the next Ladybug Journals video, ta-ta for now.